I don't even know what this video is about to be about, but I'm just coming to you with just what it is. I don't know if anyone's ever going to watch this, but do not do not just sleep with anybody, okay? You're, a virgin, you're trying to figure things out, or you know, you see these other girls and they're doing X, Y, and Z and they're promoting this type of lifestyle. It's not happiness. It's not happiness. And I really look at, because if you watch anything on this channel, like I really have I really have tried to be just like focused, trying to do things like accordingly, trying to to move through life, paying bills, paying rent, keeping up with everything, trying to keep a level head, and also blocking out the overwhelming opinion of others. Okay, because everybody's dictating and looking at everybody else's life and not really focused on their own life. They're not really, doing the things that they're supposed to be doing for them. And they talk about, being in faith and God, bringing about miracles and all of these things. But everybody has an opinion about something that they feel that they're biased about because of how they feel as a human, if that makes sense. I know I'm probably not making any sense right now, but I hope you understand what I'm trying to convey. And that is stepping outside, because you have all of these people and all of these opinions and all of these things, right? But you need to be consulting God. You need to be consulting him, because at the end of the day, it's like we have this one chance, this one opportunity. And people are really like throwing it away and not even knowing it, or knowing it and then just not thinking deeply into it, or thinking that they have all this time and all this grace and they could take advantage of that, right? But like, I know I say I'm not even really making sense right now, but I say all of this to say be careful who you sleep with, because that is a soul tie. You'll have people trying to tell you, oh, that there's something spiritual about sleeping with somebody. There is something spiritual about it. So spiritual that it's really feels like you're literally tying a knot to somebody. And you know how difficult knots are to get undone. Like if you've ever tied a plastic bag from the grocery store, or tied a knot in a rope or a cord or a thread or anything like that, it is so challenging to untie it without just getting the scissors, or if it's a plastic bag from the grocery store, just ripping it open and just going and get the thing, you know what I mean, instead of having patience and trying to keep the bag intact so that maybe you could use it as a trash bag or use it again for some reason, right? You see how difficult it is to untie knots in this physical world. How difficult is it to untie a soul tie? Like how difficult, and I'm living this because I slipped up recently. I messed up. I feel like I was being tested and I just folded because you don't see everything going accordingly, and you're doubting and you're not sure and you're thinking about what other people's opinions are and what their thought process is based off of, even if there is truth to it, even if it's based off of truth, still there's nobody like God. There's no one above him for a reason, right? And it's like I'm having to realize, like, in order to get real confirmation, like, even it could even be people that are chosen of God, people that are, and I'm not saying that, oh, don't listen to people. No, of course not. God talks through people, he works through people, but sometimes we could get so caught up in what other people think and they're this, that, and the third, that we somehow perfect them and put them on this pedestal. We put them on this pedestal, and then we get put into the situation where we think that they can do no wrong. We think that everything that they do, everything that they say, we hang off of every sentence when we're supposed to be hanging off of every one of God's words, every letter that comes out of his mouth. And I'm just so disappointed in myself, but I'm also just like just tired. Like I'm really just tired, and I'd be close to just like saying F it. Like I hate to say it like that, but you know, like you try to be raw and real, and then you have people that are just clinging and drenching themselves in religion. It's like you can't even say something without someone who's supposed to be a fellow follower of Christ, or somebody who's looking up to God, or someone who's trying to find the truth without being scrutinized, without being, oh, you can't use that type of language and terminology. I'm not saying to be, talking like a sailor, but at the end of the day, they spoke a certain language back in the day. The Bible was written in a certain language, Greek, right? That's the language that they spoke. That any language that is being spoken to understand each other and interpret each other, but instead it goes into bickering about something that we shouldn't even be concerned about. When in reality, the truth is we need to be concerned about what God thinks about us. And through it all, right now, I definitely feel like a complete failure. I've done it for years. I've disappointed for years, right? And it's just like I'm just so tired of just feeling like this, of feeling like this empty, like I don't feel like I'm not interested in anything anymore. Like I used to be able to like scroll on social media and have some intrigue like about just about everything. And now it's just like a whole bunch of pointless mundane things. People talking about the same thing over and over again, but in a different way. And I'm trying to be different on this channel. I'm trying to be completely different and go at things from a different point of view, because most of the stuff I looked over, I'm just like, I don't even care about half of this stuff because of how much of how trash it is. How trash it is, and how I don't even really care about it. The only reason I'm talking about it is because there's a lesson to be learned. That is not fair, because even growing up, I totally regret, like, there was one point where I really cared, and I was like, yo, I don't know what it is, despite the outside environment, your virginity is important. Who you are with is important. Let me focus on other things. But of course, the little disgusting creep comes through, Satan, and puts this distraction in your life. And if you ever run by this video as a woman or a man, or a young man or a young woman growing up trying to figure things out, like take it from a 30-year-old that's been through it. Who you choose to sleep with can either make or break your life. It's deeper than what meets the surface. And if you have a true purpose that God has called you for, Satan is going to try everything in his power to distract you, to deter you, to make you feel little, to make you feel like you're not supposed to be doing this thing, to make you feel like you're not good enough, to make you feel like you're too ugly to do this, and to make you feel like you're too dumb to do that. That's how he's going to try to play it. Whatever it is, he's going to try to distract and deter you. And what better way to do it than with the person that you're supposed to be laying down with, that you're being vulnerable with, the person that you're trying to put trust in. I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, please, you're probably not even going to pay attention, but please just think before you do that thing, because there's so much trauma that has happened to me because because of the decisions, the past decisions, because of, and people, when you explain this to people, they think you're crazy. Oh, your movies and TV shows dictated how you move. But yes, and they know that you're going to think it's crazy. They know that you're going to think it's wild. But as a child, you're growing up, you're learning your environment. Half the time your parents probably not even there because they're working to pay for the roof that's over your head, for the school that you go to, for the food that you're eating, for the clothes that are on your back. They have to sacrifice their time according to this world to go and do those things for you. So in the meantime, when no one's looking, when no one's watching, you're watching those cartoons. They're building up, they're having their network put together to train up you, to train you up into what things are supposed to be, and their ideologies and their movements and what they want. It just absolutely sucks. Like it really does. Like it really does. And it's like all you could do is just, I mean, you could crash out. You could decide to crash out, say F it, and just do whatever, right? You can decide that. But I'm telling you, it's something where you have to be so strong. Like you have to be so strong. Even when you're weak, you have to hold on to that mustard seed of faith. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do. And and I hope that you could just learn from this video to value your body, like value your body, value who you spend time with, value who you put yourself in front of, the energy that you put into that person, because it is energy that you're putting into that person. That is your valuable, unreplaceable energy, like the time, unreplaceable time, the things that you can't get back. The things that you cannot get back. Be careful. Don't just don't just settle or think that because everybody else likes this person that you need to like this person. No, you don't need to like this person. You don't need to hate the person. Just, you really have to assess things, because when you sleep down, when you lay down with somebody, you're not just laying down with them. You're laying down what their past is, what they're doing. You're laying down with the people that they've laid down with, and that sucks, but that's just the world that we're living in. You have to really understand what exactly is happening. Like, but I hope you got something from this video, and just be blessed and make the right decisions. And hopefully that is building up that purpose, getting that purpose through the Most High. Like that is the most important thing, because Jesus, he died for our sins, and now we're here. And now we're here. And you have this opportunity. Don't waste it away on trying to people please.